Same thing that I asked Cedric in here last night. The emotion of getting over that hump, you guys have been here. How do you then quickly get it back to an even keel, knowing that last night wasn't the championship?
Um, I think that's kind of where my personality comes in. I do try to keep things in perspective and get really happy and excited, but also, I tell the players that we needed to stay focused all year long for every game, and I think they followed that lead. They're really happy right now, and there is a great level of adrenaline after a game like that. But I think they see things pretty objectively, and right now they're excited, but also they realize the most important thing is preparing for the game on Saturday. So that's not really a concern right now. Thanks.
Yeah, you mentioned getting over the hump. You guys have been here a lot, but finally made the championship game. What do you think is special about this group that made them the ones that were able to accomplish that?
I don't know. I mean, they're obviously a special group, and again, you're talking about a shot here or there, so it's not like it's not black and white. Where we lost a tough game last year to Metro, and they hit a three at the wire that kind of gave them the edge, I thought, at the end of the game. So it's not like, well, this team can do that and that can do that. Metro didn't make a shot, they would have been in that position too. So it's not as different as people say, and I'm not as cliched about those things about unfinished business or can or can't win the big one. That's kind of for the talking heads of sports, I think. We try to win as best, play as best we can and win as big games as we can. And we're fortunate to be here right now. The difference between this team is I feel like they've had to really fight and scrap to win games. They haven't been able to roll over anybody, and we've done a little bit of that in the past. Last year the biggest shock was we went through the regional with, I think all the games were 20-point wins, which is unheard of, and which is a good thing. I was more relaxed as a coach in those games, but this year it was the game with Glenville was a hard one. The triple overtime with IUP, and then beating East Stroudsburg in a close game on their home court in front of 2,000 fans, and then playing the defending national champion here in Drury, and then last night with Aiken. I thought every game has just been fight from start to finish, and we've never had a chance to relax. And I think they're maybe more comfortable in that situation. And when you get to this level, the game's probably almost for sure going to be in that situation. You're going to be in the last 5 minutes, not knowing who's going to win the game. And right now, our guys, they feel that way right now, that that's how it's going to be, and they just got to be able to close games out and win a close one.
Coach, have you gotten a chance to see Central Missouri, and what do you think about that?
I've seen very little. We really didn't look. I didn't come and scout the afternoon games. We were focused on our game, and even last night when they were playing against Metro, I watched a good portion of the game, and it was so exciting. I watched the end of the game, but it wasn't even from a scouting standpoint, from the standpoint of a fan. It was just so fun to watch the end of the game, and telling them earlier, it took my mind off of our game for a minute, which was kind of probably a good thing, just to watch the excitement of that game and say, okay, let's turn back to our game. So I haven't seen that much of them. We obviously have the tapes for the game here, and we're looking at that. And we've seen their personnel. I think they're a great basketball team, and the fact they knocked off Metro right here, the #1 team in the country. And I don't know what Metro would be considered the odds-on favorite. They probably weren't far from it. If people were talking, they were probably the favorite, if it was a favorite to win. And it didn't look like a huge upset. When I was watching, it just looked like two good teams, and one team got the edge on the other one. I mean, they got their bases covered. They got a post guy that's 6'9". He's got great hands and great feet, and is aggressive. They've got a guard from Texas Tech last year that's very experienced and strong, can get to the basket. I think he's a great defender. The 6'6" guard, wing 22, that hits 3 threes last night were crucial, I thought, in the game, and he's very good at the basketball in addition to being tall. And they got a bevy of guards that come in around their point guard. They got some other big guys that step in. Tim come off the bench and like a great inside player for him. And I just thought they looked like they had a lot of talent, and they were deep with it.
What have your guys got to do tomorrow?
I don't know if there's anything really special that you try to say we change things. And so I think you hope that what you've done all year, you do it well. It's kind of funny, these teams that I'm not as familiar with, like Drury and like Aiken, you watch them on tape, and you don't really know until you get on the court with them how it really feels. And, teams in your own conference, you just know how it's going to feel when you're on the court. But last night, I was a little scared watching Aiken with their size, and I thought, we get on the court, can we score on these guys? How are we going to score on them? And we looked at a few things we could do, but in my mind, I was thinking, we might get out there, we may not be able to score at all on these guys. And then your game starts, and you say, yeah, I see where the opportunities lie. So, I feel the same way right now about Central Missouri. It's like, it's such an unknown territory. They look great on the court because they are great. But you get on the court, I think you weigh things more once the action starts. And hopefully, we can score on them, and hopefully we can stop them every now and then.
Has there been a lot of excitement since yesterday, since last night, back home? Have you been in touch? I'm sure you've been in touch with them.
I have. My wife seems pretty excited. She's en route down here, and my daughters are excited, and I think so. I know they've chartered a bus to come down. And I think, did someone donate the bus to cut?
Yeah.
Somebody has stepped in and said, let's just pay for a bus to go down. We have a really good following at West Liberty, and our program being the type of program where we bring guys in as freshmen, they're there for a long time. I think it breeds a familiarity between the fans and the players, and you get good fan support by doing that. And we do have good, loyal fans. We're a long way from home. It's a long ride here, but we're going to have a contingency here, and the ones that aren't here, fortunately, it's going to be on TV. It's kind of exciting. I saw some of the local clubs, TJ Sports Garden is one of them, where they showed the fans watching previous games and the excitement there in town. And we do have a lot of excitement back at West Liberty, and we haven't been here before. This is new territory for us, and we're excited, and they are too.
Jim, obviously, you're worried about West Liberty, but can you speak to, you're also here representing the Mountain East and the Atlantic region, which traditionally have not been looked upon as being very tough. What does this do as far as a shot in the arm for both of those?
I think our conference is very good, and just talking with the Kentucky Wesleyan on the way in here, where one of the teams that was in our conference has been a good team, but didn't win it the last few years. Is Alderson Broads, and they stepped in and won that conference immediately. And our region, I don't know. We've been here. We've won games in the national tournament. We've won as many as we've lost here. And the year before we won, IUP won. They were in the national championship game. So I don't know how it went before that, but I'm looking right now. Our region actually has a winning record at the national tournament. So given that, we're an average or above average region in the country. I think the regions are all pretty much the same. Everybody talks about our region is so strong. They're all strong. I looked at Livingstone was the number 8 seed in our region, barely got in, and Coach Wilson could attest the fact we're pretty darn good. This is a great basketball team that if they were here, they would look like everybody else. I think our region is good, and we're here representing the Atlantic region, and I think it's one of the best regions in the country. But I'm also aware of the fact that around the country there's good teams everywhere. I don't know how this. I think Division I is getting more parity, but in Division II, I know there's a lot of parity from region